Hello. Sorry, took me a second there, but we are back to another stream. And what you see is true. We are indeed about to play one last Souls-like, I should say Soulsborne game of the Souls series, the very beginning Souls game, Demon Souls. Now, the reason why I haven't been able to stream this for the longest time is because it is prior to the PS5's announcement, been stuck on the PS3 in, perpetual limbo because PS3 games, for the most part, don't get a lot of movement when it comes to actually streaming them, or I should say, uh, getting ported to other places, which is why Metal Gear Solid 4 and such have been in perpetual limbo being on the PlayStation 3. You think Bloodborne being stuck on the PS4 is bad? Try doing that with the PS3 game. Of course, they did do it by having the Blue Point remake, but I didn't feel like dropping. I had to drop like $60 already for getting both a used copy and a way to actually stream it through a splitter. Thanks, Sony. But after some fiddling with it, managed to get it to work, hopefully. And that's what we're going to be playing now. And also, just because I figured what I'd do is sort of do a additional stream this week. So instead of just Tuesday, Thursday, we're going to be going from Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday. All right, so you get 3 a week now while we play through Demon Souls. So, but that's not the only thing that we've got here. We also have a different streaming setup. Look at that. See that? There's the actual game. But wait, there's more. Don't mind if I just go into editing real quick here. Hang on. I'm just going to turn that off, though. Real quick. I haven't set up properly to do this much easier, but... So let me see here now. Nope, wait, nope, sorry. Forgot to exit out of edit mode. There we are. Ta-da! Check it out. I've now got my own little gaming setup here. Or I should say gamer setup. I do want to try to add like more animation to it, but this was something I kind of waited at the last second, sadly. So these are all work in progresses here as we try to get through workarounds and stuff like that. So let me just do one last check here for the audio. Yep, all right. But enough dilly-dallying. Let's get to it. Let me know if the game's too loud when the music pops up. But also, I will say, we are going to also try to platinum this, but this isn't connected to my account because this isn't online also. So, but I will still try platinum this. Apparently the PS3 was a nightmare to develop games for, kind of like the Sega Saturn. That's probably why PS3 games don't get ported too often. Yeah, I believe it. Come on now, here we go. Get ready. On the first day, man was granted a soul, and with it, clarity. On the second day, upon Earth was planted an irrevocable poison, a soul-devouring demon. Demon Souls. How's that sound? This game's almost 20 years old, also, is what crazy. What the heck was that? Yeah, 2009. 2009 when this series first started. But yeah. So, we're gonna start with this. Full disclosure though, I did play through this twice actually prior to streaming just to make sure that A, this used copy worked, and B, just to remind myself why I consider this not my favorite, sadly. I will say it's definitely aged the worst of them, but uh, I'll explain as things go on, but let's get right to it. Can't connect online. I'm gonna start off in offline mode. And then we're gonna call our guy. I always forgot how to like hit shift on here. Did you hear about the new MST 3K Kickstarter that started yesterday? I did not. I didn't know they were doing another Kickstarter. Pro Prolo. That shall be his name. I forgot how you have to type in like that in this. Alright. And then we're gonna... I already have like a plan build already. Because I'm very much in the mindset of like, alright, I've played this game 4 times now. 3 times on the original system and once on the remake. Now it's time for me to have fun with this. So we're gonna be a knight just because you get a flat 2 digits except luck across the board. And we're gonna start building in a very specific way. All right. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I have to turn it up on my end though. It is a little low. There we go.
King Alant XII, by channeling the power of souls, brought unprecedented prosperity to his northern kingdom of Boletaria. That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land. Boletaria was cut off from the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned. But Valorfax of the royal twin fangs broke free from the fog and told the world of Boletaria's plight. That the old King Alant had aroused the Old One, the great beast below the Nexus, from its eternal slumber, and that a colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls also lose their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns. Valorfax spoke of the enticing power of the demon souls. Each time a demon claims a human soul, the demon's own soul is invigorated by the life force, and the power of a mature demon's soul is beyond human imagination. The legend spread quickly. Mighty warriors were drawn to the accursed land, but none have returned. Bjor of the Twin Fangs, Yurt the Silent Chief, Sage Urbane, Skurver the Wanderer, the Sixth Saint Astraya and her knight Garl Vinland, and Sage Frake the Visionary. The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's borders. Humankind faces a slow and steady extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands, near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope. A lone warrior who has braved the baneful fog. Has the land found its savior? Or have the demons found a new slave?
Off the bat, you could already see where, FromSoft was setting up the blueprint for this series. Like how the opening cutscene like that, the name checks going down the list and all that. It really is crazy how it all started from this.
Brave soul who fears not death. I shall guide you. So that you may lull the old one back to slumber.
Also, I should say, this game is its own continuity. It does not continue on into Dark Souls as a series, like story-wise. The only thing that like the Soul series have connected to it are like certain tropes they like to use or character stories and all that. But like Demon Souls does not go into Dark Souls. It's just the first of the series. Also, one thing I gotta do though is I gotta roll without my leggings on because we have fat rolling as a class. Mike, Kevin, and Bill are gonna reprise their roles in at least 4 new episodes of Mystery Science Theater. They have raised more than 1 million in less than 24 hours. I'm glad they're getting the original team back. The thing about I didn't watch the reboot series, but and sort of that was like just something about it. Like my dad and I grew up on the Mike era. I know some people prefer Joel, but I don't know, something about the way how Mike set it up was pretty good. Like I liked when Pearl was like the main villain. That was my favorite form, with Bobo and Brain Guy and all that. Also, you could already see, like, I'm not online, but they already, they have printed in for the tutorial, like, the Souls, like, we would see that in every other Souls game, basically. Also, there's no Estus in this. We gotta eat grass. Let's see. Use item. Tutorial. Very simple. even the very start, they had the noise whenever you killed somebody in this. Just make sure I'm not missing anything else. So yeah, also instead of like tips or item descriptions, they would just show off characters you'll meet throughout the series. Also, sadly, I can't parry. All right, so this is actually a really weird glitch here. So, this controller I'm using is from the... How dare you. Anyway, so this controller has been busted for a while. Where is New King Doran then? Well, New King Doran is actually King Alan, the 12th. Old King Doran was like one of the original rulers of Boletaria. But you'll find Alan much later. Anyway, so here's a weird thing about this glitch. My R2 or my L2 for parrying doesn't work unless, watch this. Unless I exit out of a menu or I'm done talking to somebody. For some reason, the controller inputs for this are just like jumbled to the point where I can't parry using the L2 button. But when I two-hand something, that's not the default pose. That's me blocking for some reason. Which, like, normally I wouldn't mind, but when you block, your stamina takes way longer to actually, you know, fully restore itself. So I'm just gonna have to play this with one hand. Or I should say, play with the one-handed controller. So I don't know what... Yeah. This guy's just like meant to be turtling the entire time, so I'm just gonna ignore him. Forward. I also want to know how aged this game is. You can't actually jump in it. And not even like sprint jumping like you could in later games. Like, there's no like double press the sprint to jump in this. We are stapled to the ground. Also, you'll see that similar things like fog walls also fruit for here. Though this one had a bit more of a lore purpose with like the deep fog taking over Boletaria. But in later games, it just becomes the like, this is the boss door. Which in Sekiro they don't really have that. They kind of just, you know, you enter the room and then it just comes up as like a blockage. So you don't gotta go through it. But anyway, speaking of bosses. Okay. Oh my god. So resistant. I survived that. Alright! First boss down. Whew. Did not expect the goofy music. Yeah, the Demon Souls soundtrack is a lot more subdued until later games. I would even say even before Dark Souls. Like, if you recall, the Asylum Demons intro was a lot more bombastic compared to the Vanguard's boss theme, but regardless, we got him. All right. This almost sounds like any music. I can see what you mean. They use a lot of like tubas and clarinets. I have no idea if those are the actual instruments, but that's my mind that goes to when I hear the Demon Souls soundtrack. Okay. That sounds concerning. Boy, who's that? Well, man, we win and we still die. What a load of bull. I'm just kidding. That's actually supposed to happen. The thing about the Vanguard demon, you're actually either, if you die, that's the only time you get to fight that Vanguard demon. So if you do win, you are given his soul, but also bonus items like the stuff we picked up. But you still die and have to go to the Nexus. Anyway, we're in the Nexus now.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost
drawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not exit the Nexus, but each of the 5 archstones will connect it.
You have died, and the Nexus has trapped your soul. You cannot escape the Nexus. However, by capturing demon souls, you can reclaim your physical body. Nexial binding. Alright, so, fun little thing, though, I will say. We now have, because we did die, that is our first death of the actual playthrough. And, excuse me, I thought it would be fun to give ourselves a little death icon, if you will. So we have ourselves a death counter now to keep tally on how many times we die. Alright? So, let me just go ahead and... I forgot how to... There we go. We now are up to 1 death. That number is going to go up. But, yeah. We're now in the Nexus.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Hunting for demons? Try one of the archstones. Now, go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Boletaria? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? It's all the same. You're just another prisoner of the Nexus. We're welcome here, as long as we keep slashing up demons. You came for demon souls? Where?
Alright, so you can also see that's the crestfallen character. That's the same voice actor they've gotten for every time they need a crestfallen character in this series. With the most recent one being Tops, the Bluntstone sorcerer in Elden Ring. I'm gonna spoon feed this trivia, alright? Anyway.
You new here? Do you hear from our services? My name's Baldwin. Just an ordinary blacksmith. It's simple. Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons, or forge ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, huh?
Okay, so we were actually given enough hard stones to improve our weaponry already. So we're starting off with a +1 sword. Ain't that great?
Do come back alive. I need your business.
Yes, sir. I'm just making sure I don't, like,
It's
slap
simple.
Bolden
In
in
trade
the
with
face.
your soul. Perhaps you've already heard, but there's another blacksmith at the entrance of Stonefang Mine. He's an eccentric old man, but he knows his trade well. He's the only sane one left in a town of soul-starved men. If you do meet him, yeah, well, forget it. That stubborn old ne'er-do-well will just ignore you. There aren't enough blacksmiths in this temple to handle all the work. Only certain ores can be used to forge weapons, but you'll just have to make do. And be thankful that I'm still of good health. And be thankful. And be thank... No interest, eh? I can tell you're not gonna last long here.
I'm Stockpile Thomas. When the scourge came, I didn't know what hit me. When I came to, I found myself here, in the Nexus. My wife and daughter fell victim to the demons. But I would be worthless in battle. At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
Okay, so Stockpile Thomas here takes care of items that we don't need. The thing about this is we have an equipment load. We have an equipment load that we're wearing, but also items that we can carry. So you see, we're already at 38.4 out of 90. It's a little annoying to me. Like we don't need the shards because we can always just, you know, transfer them over. The most that we're carrying is due to like our weaponry and stuff. We don't need this right now. We don't need that. So, like, we're gonna have a lot to carry because of the armor we're wearing. I'm just gonna keep the flute armor on, or I should say off for the time being, just because we're gonna need to what's it called? Need it to once we get our equipment up. But the thing is, we gotta like actually go through
Rest assured,
a
your
good chunk of
goods
the
are
world.
safe and sound with me. Best of luck to you. When the scourge came, I abandoned my wife and daughter and fled like a madman. When I came to, I was in the Nexus. I haven't dared venture outside these walls since. I wish I could do more, but I am ignorant of the world beyond these walls. That Candle Maiden cared for me during my first days in the Nexus. She says very little, but has a kind heart. She's just the age my young daughter would have been. The poor, poor girl, trapped here with her eyes occluded by wax. If only something could be done to help her. If only something could be done to help. If only something could be done to help her. Hello again. I'm keeping a close watch on your belongings, rest assured. If only you have a heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you.
And then I'm just gonna look around because this is the side of where we're gonna learn our magic. That's what's gonna become in handy. Oh, also, I love this. I thought so. I played the remake first after Elden Ring, and the remake was my first time actually playing Demon Souls. I initially thought this was just extra. In the remake, I saw these and I'm like, what, is this just people dropping random hints or whatever? No, this is just like, this is their tips that they would like any other game would just put them in the loading screen or whatever. They just sprinkle them all in the bottom here. Just like these are all gaming tips that they could have just put them in the loading screen or something. I love it. It's so dumb. Hang on, oh, leave messages with select. Okay, well, we're not playing online. I don't think the PS3 online Demon Souls has PS3 online anymore anyway, though, unless you have like a private server. But I don't feel like setting up. Like, trying to set up this was already a pain in the ass, and I don't feel like doing that for anything else. Anyway, Hello.
Oh my. How has this happened? Has God abandoned us for failing to show proper respect to King Alant?
There he is.
Oh, Mbasa.
Sorry, I got word.
Oh, Mbasa. Oh.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I just parry when I'm done talking to somebody. I don't know why it does that, but anyway. Time to head to Boletarian Palace. A huge stone castle in the heart of the northern kingdom of Boletaria. Hungry soldiers whose souls have been stolen by demons attack trespassers, and terrible dragons nest there. There aren't any soul like boss descriptions for the souls we get from or boss souls, so gonna have to read other places for key items and stuff. Also, sorry, it's like we're 42 minutes into this, and we're only now getting to the actual game. I'm sorry. Oh my. I'm sure we don't gotta worry about that. All right. Yeah, so this was like there's a death trap right there. A little shinies. Meant to get ya. breaker. See, like even that. People have been throwing fire bombs at Souls characters for eons at this point. Okay. Alright, hang on. Relax, bud. There we go. Ow. Fruit. Oh. Didn't realize there's another guy behind him. Hey guy, what are you doing up? Oh, jeez. Almost got me there. Bastard sword. Ow. Get out of here. Come on. Stab. Gotcha. I thought he was getting up to fight me again. The ragdolls in this are super funny. I just pushed them off. I didn't even try. Let's get that. Let's get that. You missed. Turpentine. Cling ring. All right. So, there's a couple things. First of all, old ragged robes and the jade hair ornament. So first of all, there's a couple things we're gonna get set up here. So the cling ring helps us. If you haven't noticed, I only have half my health bar available because I am in soul mode. In soul mode, you lose a portion of your health unless I become whole again. But that goes into another mechanic that we will discuss at a later point. But for now, we need the cling ring to give ourselves some more HP. But also, I now need to bring up, I'm not going to show it on stream, but because we're going to be also platinuming this, I just don't feel like dealing with, I don't feel like starting from the get-go again. So we're just going to start, we're going to start platinuming this after. Sorry, I was looking at something else. Platinuming through this playthrough. Alright? So, what we need is the Soldier's Trophy, Saint's Trophy, Sage's Trophy, Weapons Trophy, and Rogue's Trophy. What that means is we need all the unique weapons, all the miracles, all the spells, all the weapon types considered maxed out, and then all the rings. So we're just gonna hit a check mark with Cling Ring. That's our first major weapon we've collected. Not weapon, but our first item of interest. Also just gonna do a quick retweet. Okay. Let's keep moving. We should actually go back to the Nexus real quick. Yeah, you see how, like, now I've got even more health? It's one of the few, not few, but I have a lot, actually. One of the first major issues I have with this game is that it punishes you by taking half your health if you die. Same issue I had with Dark Souls 2. But this one goes into an even greater issue. Oh yeah. Allgate of Souls. A stone radiant with the light of souls. The color of the light changes according to the souls in the area. It was made by Geary, a friend of Sage Freak, who is known for his magical crafts. Since it's light and easy to handle, it is widely used by travelers. Jade hair ornament. A simple jade hair ornament. Could it belong to a poor little girl? I feel like that's in the consumable section, as if we can even use it. Also, I'm just gonna see. Let me just look at. Excuse me. Okay. We haven't gotten any, like, weapons of interest just yet, so no need to worry about that.
That hairpin, that belongs to my daughter. Then she didn't make it after all. My dearest little baby. May she rest in peace. May I ask you a favor? Would you mind giving up that hairpin? I'd like to have it in memory of my daughter.
Okay.
You're a saint. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I mustn't forget. It's not much, but please accept this as thanks. I'm a bit ashamed to say, but I found it one day, discarded on the main road. But it seems to possess a strange power. Anyway, I feel that you should have it. It will be happier in your hands.
Ring of Herculean strength. So, Hercules is implied to have some form of interest in this. Anyway, got another ring on the list. Okay. Moving right along. Raises maximum item burden, so we can carry more items now, but our equipment load will still have us fat rolling. So we gotta improve that with endurance, but we can't level up yet. We will soon, though.
Hello again. I'm keeping a close watch on your belongings, rest assured.
Oh, so yeah, this is what I mean. Yeah. Great Demon Soul. The soul of the Demon Vanguard. It radiates a strong power. Grants the holder a large number of souls when used. Alternatively, it can be made into spells, miracles, or weapons. That's going to be written on every single soul. So if you wanted to know the lore about the Vanguard, you're not going to get it from its soul. Anyway, we're going to put away the Bastard Sword. Put away the Mail Breaker. Can I wear this? I think I can wear this.
You have a heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you.
Oh, no, I can't. So, Dark Soul, or for some reason Demon Souls, has sex-based armor. So, like, the old ride gloves, only female characters can wear them. But the fluted armor is unisex. I don't know why they did this. I think it was probably just like a last-second thing. I don't know. But it's not very woke of you, Demon Souls. As if I'm yelling at a game from 2009 for no reason, but yeah, that's one less use of defense for me. So yeah, we can just drop these also into the stockpile.
I'm keeping...
Put it. Give me back the gloves. Give me that.
You have a heart of gold.
Okay. Then you.
It's simple. Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons, or forge ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, huh?
I can upgrade that, but can't repair it.
Be thankful. Do come back.
Do come back alive. I like his voice.
You came for Demon Soul? Where?
Anyway, back to Boletaria. Why is he? I thought he was like. I thought he was posed like he was idle, but he was just on the ground. But you can see where the origin for, like, you know, the very low enemies, how they start out where like they jump, slash, and then randomly swing and all that. You see where this all started here. I probably would have died from that fall, though. Hey! Who said you could heal? Nope. Nice try. Oh yeah. Here's another weird mechanic they just decided to add. You see down there? You see how we can't move forward because there's a cliff or there's a ledge here that's blocking us and we can't jump? Yeah, you can just they just have certain ledges you can just hurdle over. It's really weird. Anyway, Thieves Ring. So now we have our third item. This is going to be important later, but it's not really important, actually.
That was a bold jump. A surprise indeed. Well, now that you are here, pray thee, fend off these dreglings. That was a bold jump. Well, now that you are...
Not what I was aiming at, but sure.
My thanks for your brave rescue. I am Ostrava of Boletaria. Accept this as a token of my gratitude. Now I must go. There is something for me to take care of. No matter how far I venture, only the soul-starved remain. Is there a single sane person left in Boletaria? No matter how far I venture, is there a...
Okay, so the problem with this part is NPCs in this game don't stand still, and they keep moving about, so I gotta, like, clear a path for them. So they don't die, because they can just up and die if I'm not careful enough. Like, I almost thought that was an enemy, because again, he keeps moving around. Scimitar. Backstab.
No matter how far... Is there a...
I'm gonna talk to you. Give me that. Hang on. really annoying thing though is like some things you can roll through, others you have to hit with your weapon, and it's going to become really annoying later on. Frame rate. Yeah, see, Ostrava's just walking about down there. I don't know. Also, there's a couple things I missed down there, so we don't gotta. I don't think he died. Dang it. It's fine, I had to come down this way anyway. It's down this way. Killed yourself, and then me. Alright, first death. Or I should say second death. The hitboxes on the fire isn't really, like, clean to see what is and what isn't gonna kill you. It's okay though, we have a shortcut. Stop it. Back up this way. Nice try. So when I was playing this and I realized that I might accidentally hit somebody with my offhand, I would just put in a slave shield, just because they were super light, and just have the parry set up. But it looks like parrying is just the default for the hand, so we don't got to do that. Come on. Come on, you blue bastard. Hey. No. Not fair. Hey. Stop it. You see, I can even hear Ostrava fighting off against the Dreglings again. Anyway, that's where we died, so we're just gonna just go for ourselves. There they are. Oh, hello.
Good day to you. Care to look over my wares? Mostly stolen, but who's telling, eh?
So he sells items of such things. This is going to be important, but we don't need it right now. We can actually get a free version of the club later, but that's going to be very important for our build. And he sells, like, you know, plates and stuff like that. But just buy extra fire bombs.
Be a brave knight or depraved slave, the demons will snatch your soul, then you'll go mad. And those who dare cling to their humanity are hunted down. It is the end of Great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle.
They're hunting down.
There's this skinny fella, clad in fabulous armor, who's always mumbling about some mission. He's another one who's managed to stay sane like yourself. Probably some pampered son by the looks of his attire. I'd give an arm just for the buttons off his shirt. It is the end of Great Boletaria. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our death. Thanks for that. Come back soon.
Alright. Okay, so that's one of the first few merchants we'll find as we go about our business. Yep. Damn it! Every time I see him go for healing, I always think he's gonna swing and hit me. All right, well that was fine. what's down there. We're gonna worry about those items later. See, there's two dragons there. We're not gonna deal with them. Yep, here it comes. I forgot trying to bait out. This is a little tricky. Get out of my way. Okay, never mind. There's too many of you. Okay, well. Need you guys to back up. You jerks. Okay, now maybe we can get past these guys. Okay. By the way, if it wasn't clear already, he's supposed to set the bridge on fire, but he only reacts when I'm on it, so we're not going to see that. Here is more so what I'm getting at, but anyway. See? turpentine. Ow. Who let that phalanx in here? Okay. With that, we can now lead into next major boss. Phalanx. And that was it. The demon was destroyed. He revived. Okay, so the bosses aren't going to be the most intense ones since this was the first game. Yep, you have earned a trophy, Phalanx trophy. Look, you can now see my trophies. I'm not just saying random things whenever a black screen pops up. It's real, I promise. So yeah. The The whole point is more of like a puzzle to show off, like, oh yeah, you must get through the defenses of the phalanx. How do you do that? Throw fire bombs at it. Anyway, we now have the. If you're like me, I read this as the lead demon soul, which, in my defense, there are other bosses that are called like the silver demon soul, the iron demon soul, the red hot demon soul. I thought it was supposed to be like the material it's made of. No, it's pronounced. This one is lead, which makes sense because the demon is leading the phalanx. But on my first read, I read that as lead, like a piece of pencil. I got lead for brains. Anyway.
Welcome back.
Excuse me. Yeah, see, she's covered in wax.
The monumental awaits the above. The monumental will explain the Nexus to thee.
Still alive? I am impressed. This is something that might interest you. The black-robed maiden of the Nexus looks after the flames. She's a morose type, with eyes occluded by wax. She can control souls like no other. Bring her the souls of men and demons, and she will embolden your flesh and blood with their power. But beware. Do not devolve into a foul beast. What's happened? Have you lost your nerve? No matter. Have a seat. We can sit here forever. At least we will be safe. What's happened? No matter.
The monumental awaits the above. The monumental will explain the Nexus to thee.
Hello again. I'm keeping a close.
I should put away these because we're gonna. Normally, I just say, yeah, whatever. We'll just use the souls for levels, but we're gonna need also to prove I wasn't crazy. Yeah, literally, it just says the same thing as the other ones. We're gonna have to look at the weapons description to read more about the demons and stuff. But like I said, we're trying to platinum this also, so we gotta hold on to those to level up. These are just regular souls we can use. Let's get rid of that, and that, get rid of that, and that.
You have a heart of gold.
Oh, good day to you. I can forge weapons. Be thankful that I'm. Do come.
Do come.
Hello again. I'm keeping. If only something. You have a.
Alright, anyway. Wait, actually, now there might be. Yes, you.
Are you here to face the demons?
Yes.
If so, please free Sage Frake the Visionary from the Dungeon of Latria.
Later.
I will help you however I can. I can teach you elementary spells. Sage Frake is a gleaming hope for humankind, but I have not the power to save him alone.
Okay. Also, now that we have our spells, there's no spells that are just lost in the world like in the later games. It was adding me. What is this? Sorry, I forgot. I had my desktop. No, wait, no, I got the desktop audio muted. What? Somebody added me in something. But anyway, now we can start listing off. So we got Soul Arrow and Flame Toss. There we are. Yeah. Yeah, everything, every soul boss, like every, I guess, spell, I should say, is either something you can get from a boss soul, or you just buy them from a merchant. There's no spell out there we got to worry about. So the learning the spells are going to be the easier part of this. But anyway, yeah, we're just going to use Soul Arrow. Have that set up for later.
Frake is a great sage who systemized the magic of the soul arts to make it possible for human imitation. By observing the state of Boletaria and the demons within it, he's likely to pave the way for greater things. All the more reason that I must meet Frake as soon as possible. All the more reason. Be careful how you... Normally it would not be granted to one such as yourself. I had to make an exception for the sake of Sage Frake.
Okay. Now we gotta go all the way to the top of the stairs! The monumental is at the top of the stairs! Come on! So I don't know if anyone here is a fan of Lythero, but he released the Marvel Rivals video, and it's really funny. And now a vocal stem of mine is whenever I go up a large staircase like that, and there's actually quite a few staircases in this game, so you're gonna hear me say this a lot. Mostly out of frustration because everything about this place sucks. But every now and then, whenever I go up staircase, I now just think to myself, to the top of the stairs! To the top of the stairs, assemble! Anyway, now we need to find the monumental. She's around here. There she is. Hello.
We have long awaited you, Slayer of Demons. I am one of the Monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is something thou needest to know. Once, we too, a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under a benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colorless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to his slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and half the world lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what land still remained, we entrusted 6 elders with 6 precious archstones. 1 to the king of a small yet diligent land. 1 to the king of the burrowers underground. 1 to the wise queen of the great ivory tower. 1 to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls. 1 to the shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen. And the last to the great giants of the northern lands. The archstones were placed at nodes across the earth. We contained the Old One inside this Nexus and banned the soul arts. Finally, we became monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished, and only I remain.
By the power of the monumentals, the 4 sealed archstones have been released.
Now it is your turn. You must lull the Old One back to its slumber and seal it away for all eternity. If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to accept this mission?
No. It's gonna yes.
Yes. We are fortunate indeed to have you. Now, go forth and destroy every last demon. The Old One, without demons to feed its souls, will a new servant seek and lure you to its bosom. We neutralized the Old One and banned the soul arts. Then we spread the Archstones. However, man's memory of history is o'ershort, and before long he repeated his mistakes. The monumentals perished, and the Archstones were long forgotten. And the short-sighted King Alant once again aroused the Old One.
Ew. Gross.
The monumentals perished, and the Archstones were long forgotten. And the short-sighted
Okay, so she's the only one left. Now we gotta go to the bottom of the stairs. Alright, there's a couple things we can do now. First of all, go ahead and eat up all these yummy souls.
Brave soul, who fears not death, prithee, lull the Old One back to its ancient slumber.
Blue eye stone, white eye stone. Eye stones temporarily connect the diffused worlds. Should you lose your physical form, remember the eye stone. The maiden controls inhuman souls. This power allows her to aid those who slay demons. Now we can level up.
What is it? Dost thou seek soul power? So be it. After all, thou requirest strength. Go forth, touch the demon inside me. Let these ownerless souls become thine own.
Okay.
Soul of the mind, key to life's
We need
ether.
to do. Let me just bring up.
Soul of the
I don't want to
lost
show off what the
drawn
weapon
from
is
its
just yet,
vessel.
but
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
okay. So we need. Excuse me. We're gonna need 26 strength, 16 faith. capacity has increased. Cool. Yeah, so for some reason, miracle slots and spell slots are on different sectors for some reason. Okay, we just need that to be 16, and then we gotta start putting stuff in fate or strength now.
Art thou done? May thine strength help the world be mended.
In trade with your... No interest, eh? I can tell.
Okay, there's now one more thing we gotta do. Yep. Now, you're probably wondering, Argo, why did you just throw yourself off a cliff? You're just adding to your death counter. What are you, crazy? Yes, but it has an actual point here. So, let me introduce you to what this mechanic that is unique to Demon Souls, world tendency. So how world tendency works is when you die in any world as human or without fully full health bar, in akin to like being hollowed in Dark Souls, right? If you die while human, the world tendency goes down to black tendency. We want it to be in white tendency for the very reason that the darker the tendency, the harder the world gets. You are punished for wanting to have your full health bar. I don't know what I don't. It's one of those things where it's like, what were they thinking? The one flip side though is you do get they're tougher enemies, but you do get more souls. But don't really want to do that right now. We are going to have to go into the black world tendency later on. There's even another thing called character tendency or soul tendency here. That's going to require us to go through a whole lot of steps, but we don't have to worry about that now. Also, they said 6 archstones. Notice one of them is permanently destroyed. That's the one area we can't go to, and it's the northern giants area, which, may have become something of like a mountaintop of giants. Who knows? Imagine that as a world to explore. But yeah, world tendency is something we gotta keep an eye out. We want to get to pure white world tendency for our first playthrough, just to get through other missions and stuff like that. But yeah, so we gotta throw ourselves off the cliff in the Nexus. The Nexus also has world tendency, but there's nothing in here that'll cause any problems. And the only way to improve world tendency to go to white is to beat demons or be Black Phantom invaders. And since we're offline, we have to be very careful with our options here. Hello.
I have sinned. I swore allegiance to Saint Urbain, but was of no use to him. And now I have run away and abandoned his honorableness. O Lord, punish me, for I have not the strength to punish myself. O Honorable One, I hesitate to imagine your present state. Deep within the darkness, where no light shall ever shine, will you continue to pray, even in such misery? O Honorable One, I hesitate deep with... Will you
Hello.
Oh, you must be another disciple of God. I too am on a quest to fight the demons in the name of the Lord. May I share God's power with you? Do not be bashful. We are both cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, miracles in this are very more like support spells. They're not doing. There's not a lot to do damage compared to spells in this. Miracles don't get really good until Elden Ring, if I'm gonna be honest. Though, I guess you could say like Dark Souls 3, but like miracles or the incantations in Elden Ring, you get fire, like pyromancies and stuff like that, and dragon shouts and all that. That's just me though. It's the spells in this are where it's all at.
A miracle is a heavenly act, but spells are the acts of demons, the work of soul arts. They have similar effects, and yet one is clearly evil, and the other is clearly good. Magicians, in the end, are mere servants of the demons. A miracle is a heavenly act. They have similar effect. Magician. I see. You wish to train yourself in stoicism. Very well. I pray we meet again.
Back in the time that I lived below Boletaria Castle, King Alant left on some strange business, then returned with horrible demons in tow. Soon, the land was ravaged by demons and soul-starved madmen. My spine shudders just to think about it. If I did not have my miracle stone shard, a keepsake of my grandfather, I may not have survived. If I did not have my miracle... If I did...
You've gone and died, have you? If you die here in Boletaria, your soul is returned to the Nexus. Well, what'll you do next? Going to just give up? That's what I did. I think I just lost my nerve for this kind of thing. Have you met the last surviving monumental? Those fools revived the old one on a whim. And now they've trapped us here in the Nexus in a desperate attempt to undo their mistake. It's all a travesty if you ask me. What's happened? Have you lost your nerve? No matter. Have a seat. We can sit here for at least we will... What's happened? Well,
Okay. Enough of that. But now, I'm gonna move on to the next spot. Phalanx Archstone. Archstone of the Demon Phalanx. Past the huge Boltarian castle gates lies the cliff pathway, now a feeding ground for dragons, which leads to the inner ward where the knights live. I'm dead. And that's another death. So, one thing, I think we're gonna get to the next boss in this part, and then we're gonna call the stream. But unfortunately, this next part is gonna take us a hot minute to do, only because we're gonna need to go back and get more items. Ow. Also, I forgot to talk to somebody on the opposite side here.
Hello? You yonder. Over here. It's me, Ostrava. Look at me. Again surrounded by evil warriors. Could you, perhaps, help me one last time? Clear out the soldiers at the far end of this passage, if it pleases you. The Lord's Path, just down yonder, has degenerated into a feeding ground for flying dragons. Have your wits about you.
I mean, I'll try, man. Right, just give me a second here.
What's happened? Oh, Matt,
I can for... Do come back.
Do come back alive. just watching. Make sure. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay. So, the reason why I picked up the spell is because we can learn how to cast spells even if our intelligence isn't all that high. Bad news, though, is spells require mana, and we are down to a limited amount that we can use, so just gonna see how far we can get here. Hit them. Just gonna do a quick it has over 800. It has 1300 health. This is gonna take a minute. It's either this or shoot it with arrows. And we need to kill this thing for boss trophy. Doing a little bit of damage every so often. close. Not even close, but... But we are about halfway through it. Definitely at the halfway point. Damn it. I don't have enough spice. So now all I got is left is Old Spice. I think we might be able to get this. down to the wire. See if I can get one more spell before I use the last old spice. No, okay. We're coming down to the wire here. I should have gone back and bought myself another thing of spice. Missed the last one too. Damn it. Okay, wait, hang on. Do I have... Okay. Throwing knives. It's only doing 5 damage. Six that time. Seven that time. Oh, I got him! Nice! Alright. So, contrary to how much of a nuisance that was, and that took me about 15 minutes to do, that is an actual boss. That is considered a boss in this game. And it was needed for one of the trophies, so... Thank the stars we don't gotta do that. Again, I was really worried. Alright, anyway. Yeah, so we're just gonna, like I said, we're just gonna finish this level and then we'll call it a stream. So good news, we don't gotta worry about the dragon anymore. I'm just gonna go back and level up first also. But I just want extra. Extra souls, because we can also, the dragon soul is one of the few we don't need to actually use for any weapons or anything like that, so we can just eat those souls to get level ups for free. This is a really awkward angle to try to kill this last phalanx. Okay, I just wanted those extra ones. Excuse me. Yeah, there's no like, oh, you might be able to use it for a boss weapon. It's like, nah, just eat the soul. Eat it. So that's what we're gonna do. And now, where is Candle?
Thou seekest soul power, dost thou not? Then touch the... As for me, I am only here to tend to the flames. I keep the candles lit and serve the brave demon slayers who are trapped here.
Demon Slayer?
I keep the candles lit and serve the brave... Soul of the mind,
Okay.
key to life's ether.
Yeah, we're just gonna go. I'm just gonna go straight into strength here.
Withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
Okay.
So the world might be mended.
Good on that now. These two were the very important things that we needed to get done. So right now, first of all, we're gonna go right into, we're gonna do health and then endurance afterwards. That way we can then, you know, actually fully wear our armor and such, and also have health. So, yeah. But now we are super strong.
Art thou done? Main that...
I can. Do come back.
Hello again. I'm keeping... You have a hat.
What's happened? Have you... No,
Alright, let's keep moving. Also, just to give you an idea how strong magic is in this game. Also a good place to farm hard stones and sharp stones. The only problem is you gotta go back to the Nexus every time you want to reset the area. As well as travel to the other archstones. They do fix that in the remake by giving you the option to jump between archstones. Again, this game's almost 20 years old, so some things aren't going to be fully fleshed out for their first try. Hey, who said you do that? Do that. Gash resistance. That's another ring we can add to the pile. Gash resistance. There we go. Okay.
Thank you. That makes twice. Thanks to you, I can now forge ahead. This is a token of my gratitude. Please accept it. This is bad. Not a single person left. Why on earth? How did all of this happen? Father! This is bad. How did all of...
Father! there's other stuff down here we can collect as well. And also our first run-in with the dogs. I didn't mean to use the spice. Okay. I forgot I put my wand away. I have to put the wand away because that also counts as hitting somebody with it. Hey, bud.
Ah, we meet again. Fancy that. Hope you find something that suits you. It is the end, but hell, at least... Hard times, eh? I'm sure you'll turn things around.
Okay, so we could have gone up around there, but we still have stuff to pick up over here as well. Yeah, our other option was using a bow, and trying to aim with the bow is a pain in the ass. And then also just to do that, yeah. We were already here. See? Again, I fell for it. Again. Backstab. Thanks to the free grass, Strava. Back here later for that. Stone of the Ethereal Eyes are basically like the humanities of this game, where we can just get our human form back using that. But again, we don't want to ruin our world tendency here. So we unfortunately gonna have to play through this without a large chunk of our health. So. Okay. Next boss. Oh man. Ew, look at that guy. Probably the most iconic song in the entire game. And he's dead. Yeah, again, these bosses are not tough. The world around, the world of Boletaria is a lot tougher. You have earned a trophy, Tower of Knights trophy. Iron Demon Soul. See? See? Now I'm not crazy for thinking that lead and iron follow each other. Excuse me. A thick, colorless fog holds... A thick, colorless fog holds you back. Only those who have slain an archdemon may pass beyond this point. Alright, well, now we gotta go somewhere else with the archstones.
Well, you found yourself a demon soul, did you? I'm impressed. Yes, indeed I am. Stay the path, and you will soon be a monster yourself. Can't you see you've fallen for their trap? You. Have you seen my corporeal flesh? Has my body gone rotten? I'm sorry. Please leave me alone. Who are you? I don't remember anything.
Yeah, so, Crestfallen, as always with his characters, tends to go hollow immediately. Though I think it's really funny that he doesn't, like, progress throughout the story and eventually hollows out. You just talk to him enough and he goes crazy. Anyway, dropping human form. That's another death. I will count them. I'm not doing a deathless run, so it don't matter if I just throw myself off a cliff for the sake of being dead. Yeah, see the eye next to the Nexus there? It's darker because I keep dying in my human form. Once it goes full Black Tendency, it's going to be like a really dark icon. But I don't even think there's a way to actually reverse it. Because I don't think you can even get invaded in the Nexus. What do I know? Storage Soldier's Soul. Let me go back and get the other souls, though. Remnants of a nameless soldier's soul spirit that remained in its corpse. Use it, and the souls will be added to your stock. Even if you leave this be, it will only become nourishment for demons. In which case, yeah. Nameless here, down here. Yeah, okay. I don't know why I thought there were gonna be different names for that. Well, let me just wrap up a bit here. It's just easier to eat them all at once like this than selecting them from the drop menu, because you can't pick more than one, which is a little annoying, because if you want to go through like the demon souls, you have to go through the menu for those. Okay.
Thou seekest then soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. Art thou done? Main thine.
Hello again. I'm keeping it.
That in there. No, actually, yeah, no, do put that in there because we don't actually get a weapon for that, but we do get a spell, so we're gonna need that for later. Put these away. Never use those.
You have a heart.
You have a heart of gold.
I can forge. Do come back alive.
Do come back alive. You say anything else
And
different?
trade with your and be thankful. No one I can.
Oh, fellow. A miracle is they have magician. Now, cut that.
Oh, honorable one, deep with will you?
Have you heard? If you are attacked by a demon, you will lose your humanity. Oh, what a horrible thought. Just what would happen then? I simply cannot fathom it. Massa.
Bassa. Okay. Yeah. That's what we're gonna call it, though. So, what is the plan? Like I said, I'm now gonna do Wednesday streams along with Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So, we will keep going in the near future. Probably gonna set up a bit more, tinker with the layout because I realize now maybe it's just because of my computer, but like I am very, very in the way here as a little PNG. So I might shrink myself, maybe rearrange a few things, see what we can do with that. We'll see. But yeah, this is a nice little, still getting the ropes around here with the PNG tuber thing, and finally managed to get Demon Souls to work for Elgato purposes. But yeah, we are now up to 5 deaths so far, but we have taken care of 2 demons. 3 actually. 4, technically. But yeah, I have a route that we're gonna take, and we'll see where we go. Oh wait, no, Strava. Forgot to talk to you.
At its peak, Boletaria was a grand kingdom. The king, his knights, and his subjects were modest and plain, but also steadfast and compassionate. In the distant southern kingdom, Boletaria was known as paradise on earth. But look at what has become of us now. I refuse to believe that this is what Father wished for our great land. Here in Boletaria, we speak of the legend of the 2 swords and the last hero. The 2 swords are Demonbrand and Soulbrand. One sword banishes that which befouls man, and the other banishes man himself. The last hero is Old King Doran. King Doran is the Everlasting One, founder of Boletaria and protector of the 2 swords. Of course, only according to legend. But in the dark state of our land, legends are all we can depend upon. King Alant led Boletaria with a round table of brave knights. The royal twin Fangs, Valafax and Bjor. Alfred, the Knight of the Tower. Metas, the Knight of the Lance. And the brave tribesman Longbow Ulan and his fearsome legions. But today,
Boletaria is an abysmal mess. Valifax was lost, and Bjor slipped through the fissure, never to be heard from again. All the rest, along with Boletaria, have been devoured by the fog, and will soon be prey to the demons. The Boletarian Knights are no longer. But perhaps our age will see the rise of new heroes, such as yourself. But perhaps our age will see the rise of...
Okay. So, yeah. Like I said, tomorrow we're gonna start moving forward into the other archstones. There's a path to take. There was a point when I first tried playing this on the remake. I was like, okay, which way do I actually have to go? And I'm just gonna follow that path, and it's led me pretty all right so far. Beat this now about 4 times, 3 times on the original, and then once on the remake. So yeah. So yeah, tomorrow we keep going through the Archstones. But for now, that's gonna be a stream. Thank you to everybody who stopped by to watch. I will see you tomorrow.